remember that I have a lot of enemies, and this is something that they've admitted publicly, and that they are changing my voice. Some of them have admitted to harassing me publicly as well, in terms of in the comments, right? They've come out and said, yes, that was us, things of this nature. Okay, so point 3, this is the next point. It is about Romeo and Juliet. Now, I don't remember every detail of the story, and I don't have to make this point. The argument that is made by the author, and keep in mind it's considered one of the greatest love stories ever, and one of the greatest stories ever by people who are Christian and not Christian alike. Again, I'm not trying to convert you to Christianity. The argument that's being made here is that love, conquers all. Love is important. Without love, what is the point of living? We see many love songs. People say, how do I live without you? Okay, Alicia Keys, I don't want nothing at all if it ain't you, right? Some people want the world and so on and so forth. Okay. So we see that both Romeo and Juliet would rather die than be without the other person. Again, we see that both the male and the female, who in popular culture is considered less brave than the male, right? Females are considered generally as less brave than males, right? Whether it's true or not. And a lot of females believe that as well. So she was willing to die as well, rather than be without love. So you can imagine how pathetic it is to argue that if she had to be poor to be with Romeo, that she should not choose him. If she knew that the love was that great, should she say, hey, show me the money first? That is a prostitute move. You don't have to be on the strip dressed like a prostitute to be a prostitute. You don't have to ask for money directly for sex to be a prostitute. You just have to have a financial imperative to be a prostitute. Now again, they'll probably change my voice, try to make it sound corny. Try to make it so, you can kind of say, oh, he sounds funny and da-da-da-da-da. But listen to my arguments and not my voice. You do not have to take money directly to be hooking yourself, right? To be hooked on something. What? They're hooked on money. Quite often it's money for drugs, but sometimes it's just money for clothes and whatever. You are hooked on the idea, and I'm not insulting you or calling you names, mind you. You are hooked on the idea that the guy has to show money first. You did not allow for the exception for the righteous man. You have blurred the line, and I'd say deliberately, by your responses. You've blurred the line between somebody who's just lazy and a bad person, who lacks character, who doesn't want to work, and somebody who works hard doing what is moral and doesn't chase money and is therefore poor because he gets blacklisted by the system. The Democrats are mad because I won't toe their party line. The Republicans and Libertarians are mad because I won't toe their party line. The corporations are mad because I won't convince women to do what is wrong, which is to date based on money instead of morals. Martin Luther King said to judge people by the content of their character, not the content of their wallet, which means no financial imperative, none, especially when there's more females in higher education than men. The two become one flesh. How? They work together. They're a team. If I can't get a job and I'm doing the right thing that's more important than life itself, and you're supposed to love me in a way that is deeper than wanting to live, then why on earth should I have to have money to ask you on a date? That is sick. The moral of Romeo and Juliet, which is like my core point, isn't that their love was this great love. The moral of Romeo and Juliet is actually, and that is the bare minimum requirement to have love at all. If you're not willing to die for somebody, then you don't love them. If you wouldn't rather be dead than without them, then you don't love them. That doesn't mean you kill yourself if your husband dies. But that certainly transcends all financial imperatives, all of them. And if you cannot do that, I suggest you keep your legs closed and you stop dating, because there's enough bad people in the world as it is. No offense, but these are the facts. Again, I do not mean to yell at you, but I get pressed every day because I'm blacklisted by the government. I'm a political dissident. I am a conscientious objector to the cultures in society, and they violated my constitutional rights. I have a right to disagree with everybody. I have a right to criticize everybody else. That is my right. And I'm being persecuted and denied that right in various ways. My videos are suppressed. There's all kinds of problems that are taking place here. So why did I yell? Why did I raise my voice? Am I some jerk throwing his weight around? Am I a pimp? Am I in the military, where they have this huge problem with rape, abusing somebody and then, coercing them to keep their mouth shut? No. Those people who do that are horrible people. And I'll never be like that, ever. Am I trying to intimidate you? No, not even close. Why did I do that? Because I'm very passionate. I've been very offended by people. Okay? You seem like a pretty reasonable person. I go as far as to say you're one of the more reasonable people I've come across in recent years. People have been extremely unreasonable. Extremely. They have treated me in a way that is unbelievably rude and evil. And even right now, my voice is changing, not just because I've raised my voice, because I'm being fumed. And I'm sure you can see my arguments are rational. I even organize it in terms of points. This point, next video, this point, this video, right? Point 3, what have you. I'm rational and logical. They're trying to pretend that I'm crazy. Because you don't hear these arguments being made anywhere. When's the last time you heard someone make these arguments and connect it to martial arts? The word martial is an anagram for the word marital. Martial is in martial arts. Marital is in marriage. You don't hear these arguments anywhere. Because people aren't as insightful and virtuous as I am. I have the moral high ground. And that's not being cocky or arrogant or pretentious or pompous. Those are the facts. And it needs to be said. And no one else is going to say it. Because they don't live love. They don't live virtue and righteousness and justice. Okay? And when they raise their voice at you, it's out of selfishness. When I do it, it's because I'm doing what is precisely right. And for those people who are monotheistic, that's called doing God's work.